Morning. As you can tell, it's absolutely blazing in sunshine, and let me tell you, it is hot this morning. It's 9:30 in the morning and it's already gone up to 27 degrees, so today's going to be an absolute scorcher. I think it's due to go up to 34. Yesterday was Monday and I did about half a day at work, and I was torching on some felt roofs and it was way too much. I just nearly overheated, so I bunked off a bit yesterday, and I'm going to bunk off all day today as well. Now, I am my own boss, so I've only got him to ring. He'll probably say no, but sod it. It's my birthday today as well, so I'm going to have the whole day off and get the bike out, I think. Now, I went to the ABR festival on the weekend, and although I didn't take the bike out on the trails, as you can see, it's absolutely filthy. I can write my name in a tank. It's just covered in dust, and I really hate a dirty bike, so I'm going to give that a quick clean this morning, just chuck all the bits back on it that I took off when we packed up for the festival, and then I'm going to take a ride down to, do you know what, I don't even know. I think I might go down to Worthing from here, go down the A24, go down to Worthing, and then come up the coast road up to Lancing, and then up to Brighton. Now, the reason I want to go to Lancing, which is kind of the reason for this video really, I found some really, oh, excuse me, I'm sweating already, it's only 9:30. I found these videos in the loft, in my mum's loft. Now, these are old camcorder videos from 1995, and they are of Box Hill in Surrey. And now I remember these being taken. My brother took these on his camcorder that he bought from Dixon's. Bloody hell, when did he buy? He must have bought that like 92, and he used to go everywhere with his camcorder. And I'm sure there's more of these tapes knocking around, but the reason I picked these out of the box is because these are from Box Hill 1995. Now, these will have fire blades, and I remember taking this, and it had fire blades, brand spanking new. I think they'd only just come out, and we were wowed by them, like the old Urban Tiger fire blades, and I know they're on here. We've got FZR 400s, GSXR 750, CBR 600F new, it says on here, and the two-stroke boys. And also, if anyone's been down to Box Hill in Surrey, they would have seen back then the bikes used to race up and down the main road doing wheelies and all sorts of stuff they can't do now. Police have had, they've all sort of cut that off, but back in the day that was awesome. We used to go down there and have a wicked day watching them guys do that. So I'm pretty sure that all that footage is on here. So I'm going down to a lady in Lancing this morning. I'm going to drop these off, and hopefully she's going to convert them to digital for me. And then there was another one which includes the Stroker Boys. Now, my brother took these, so I'm hoping the Stroker Boys means motorbikes, nothing else. Anyway, it includes gripping action for onboard shots from the Mad Bastards. Now, that's what we used to call ourselves when we were young, like on the 125s, we were the Mad Bastards. So I'm sure there's some onboard footage on here, and I think it will be footage from my DT 125, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. Until I get these converted onto digital, I do not know. So anyone that goes down to Box Hill or did back in the 90s, you may be on these. So this will be my next video coming up. If I can get these transferred over to digital, there's going to be some real nostalgia bike stuff on here. Like I say, just to see those Fireblades and my reaction when I was about 10 years old, seeing my Fireblade for the first time ever brand new, and seeing like the RGBs when they're only 1 and 2 years old, it's just going to be mad. So yeah, fingers crossed that I can get these done and they don't snap, or the footage is even on there still. So if the next video comes up and it's some old camcorder footage, that's what it'll be. But anyway, I'm going to give this bike a bit of a wash, pack all the stuff back on it that should be on it, and then we'll head off down there and see what Brighton's like on a really hot day. Well, that's the bike all cleaned out, so I'm just going to pop the bits back on it that need to be on it the whole time. I mean, it's not really in context today with it being so warm, but I thought I'll just explain what I put in my left hand bag here, because I should have done it in another video, but I didn't. Anyway, this is what goes in. and it stays in there the whole time. I never take them out because you never know when you're going to get caught out. But I just wanted to let you know what waterproofs I use, because I'm really impressed by these. Now, the waterproof that I used to carry before, which is one I've had for years, was an all-in-one suit. It's only a cheap jobby and it lasted years, but the problem is you pull over really quick and you want to get the waterproofs on before your gear gets wet, because there's no point in putting it on. Them suits are a nightmare. You're trying to get them over your boots and you're hopping around the side of the road trying to get your arms in. Anyway, I'm fed up with that. So a few months ago I bought these waterproofs and I have tested them. I've been out on these when it's been biblical. So the bottoms I use, and obviously I'm using a two-piece suit now because it's easier to get on. I use the richer trousers. So these are the richer trousers. They're not particularly expensive. They're about 25 quid. But really impressed with them. Mainly because I can get them on over my boots very, very quickly, because the bottoms are really, really wide and they've got these Velcro straps that will pull them tight against your boots, so there's no sort of trying to squeeze your big boot through. Doesn't matter. They're really good. But mainly it's got this internal lining. I don't know if you can see that from here, but you've got the main polyester lining, and then it's got like another internal lining. So not only is that really good in the winter, that stops your leg sweating. When you've got your motorcycle jeans, I wear the Kevlar jeans, which are hot enough anyway. If you just put a pair of normal waterproofs on, just a one skin waterproofs, your legs sweat so much you might as well just not have the waterproofs on. You get a humid day when it's raining and you could end up wetter than you would be if you didn't have them on, because you sweat. I find these double lined waterproof bottoms, not only do they roll up nice and small, they really do stop your legs sweating, so they're a must for me. And they live in this side pouch the whole time because it's so accessible. And not only that, when you take them off, so you go for a big rain shower, you take them off, the worst thing you want to do is put your wet waterproofs in your back box or in your rucksack and get all your stuff wet. So that's a dedicated bag that I use. It's a waterproof bag, so if I shove them in there wet, I can just pull them out a later date or later that day and just dry them off and put them back in. So it's not going to affect anything else I own. But the star of the show for me, and this is quite a recent purchase, and I bought this really because the jacket I had it for years, had a really tiny little collar on it, and the problem was the water used to come off the back of my crash helmet, miss the collar and come straight down my back, so it had like a guttering effect where the old jacket would actually catch the water, and it used to really annoy me. Now this is the Oxford Rain Seal coat. Not the cheapest of jackets. This was about 80 quid, but do you know what, when it's pouring down with rain, that's going to be the best 80 quid you ever spent, trust me. I bought the Bright. They do this in black, but this is the Bright. Now this is reflective. I don't think you can see it on the camera, so it's daytime, but at night time, especially when you've got it on, you're going to have it on because it's wet, it tends to be dull. As soon as a car headlight hits that, you glow up like a lamppost. So on a safety point, that is a really, really clever jacket to wear. The reflectiveness of this is second to none. But like I just said a minute ago, look at the size of the collar on that. That's got to be about 3 inches, and that sticks inside the crash helmet. When that's done up, that collar, and it's got a really good strap on the front, goes up inside the crash helmet, so the water comes off the lid onto the back of the collar and down the coat. I tested this when we went to Normandy. On the way there, it absolutely chucked it down, and my jumper at the back, all this part was bone dry. So very, very impressed with the Oxford Rain Seal coat. It's got adjustment on the bottom, so you can adjust it and have it against your trousers, and it's also got adjustment on the side, so if you want to pull it tight around your waist you can. I tend to set it up and just leave it in the bag. And then on the inside we've got, again, the lining, which is the breathable lining, so again it stops that sweating and keeps you nice and cozy. So again, it does come with its own carry bag, but I just fold it up real small. Again, if I put it in a carry bag, it takes longer to get out of the carry bag. I want to get these on as quick as possible. That with the trousers lives in that waterproof bag. Nothing else is in there. Again, it's just one strap to quickly get them out. It takes seconds. So that's just my waterproof setup. So if you haven't got crash bar bags or can't have them, it's always good to put them somewhere where it's quickly accessible. And that's it. Bike's all clean. Now let's get off down to the coast and have a bit of an afternoon in the sun while it's nice.
Is it permanently closed, is it? Or?
It'll be open again at 12 past.
12 past, what are we now?
The race is at 10 past, and I'll come past it will open.
Oh, okay, no worries, mate. Oh, I can't wait that long. And head off this way.
That was my very brief visit to Brighton. I wanted to have it longer, but it's just so warm. I had planned to take you up the lanes and show you around up there and maybe some of the streets you can ride down, but you know what? We'll come back another day and do it. I am heading down this way to drop those videos off to Lancing, so I got myself an ice cream. It's a little birthday treat, and yeah, we're going to leave Brighton now. It's a really beautiful day. The beach is fairly busy, considering it's only Tuesday. But, there's the pier up there. Anyone that hasn't been to Brighton, it's well worth a trip because it's got a lot of culture down here and a lot of history. So I would recommend you come down and have a look. But I'm heading off because I'm done. I'm knackered. I need to drop these tapes off for about half an hour away, just half an hour up the road, and I'm just going to hit the motorway and get home. Girl a drink. There you go, that's my little day at the seaside over. That was a really nice little run down actually. Bleeding hot, but what's the option? To sit indoors and sweat, or you come out on the bike and run the breeze over you. It's been quite nice today. I've got the body armour kit on. It's not something I normally wear, it's sort of a crosser kit. I'll put a t-shirt over the top, but that's just to make it half bearable coming down. Anyway, the tapes are dropped off. She said she should have them done by tomorrow afternoon. Fingers crossed. So I'll get that footage uploaded. That's going to be absolutely wicked if I can. There's probably a lot on there that I wouldn't put on YouTube because it's family stuff, but all the Boxhill stuff and anything bike related I will put up for you to have a look. But yeah, it's now 6 o'clock in the evening. Temperature's dropped to about 25, which is really nice and pleasant. So I'm just going to have my can of Coke sitting by the sea. Really nice, really quiet beach. I think we're just outside Worthing at the minute, so probably head up on the A24. The traffic from Brighton all the way up to Worthing, or up to here anyway, at least Lancing, was an absolute nightmare. Well, it should have taken me about 20 minutes. Even filtering's taken me about 40, so yeah, it's so busy. But that's rush hour for you. So yeah, I'll head home and see you in the next one.